guys? What's going on? What y'all doing? Let me get y'all a little more of the fire over here. It's a good fire tonight. We've done a lot of videos tonight. Probably gonna take them all night to load, but I want to come on for a little bit and just chat a little bit about a few things, right? I did the 3 tonight. They're loading right now. The 3 cases y'all voted on, which were Brian Schaefer, Riley Strand, and Matthew Jackson. So those 3 cases are coming up tonight. There's a Sebastian Rogers video loading from the daytime. There's also a Idaho 4 Brian Koberger thing loading that did tonight right before dark when I first got off. And then I'm doing this one now. So I'll give y'all plenty of content tonight because that fire is so pretty tonight. But I wanted to talk a little bit about a few things tonight. I'm not going to just stick on one because I want to talk a little bit about Sebastian Rogers and a little bit about Harley Morris, right? Because Harley Morris, we cannot forget about him. It's been over 1 year since he's been missing, and there's 0 trace. So, to me, foul play, right? Allegedly, these are my opinions, my thoughts, my theories, my speculation, not to reflect the channel. Y'all's comments, y'all's and y'all's alone, not to reflect the channel. We do our research together because we're a big-hearted little family. Trigger 1 times 100 million. Take mine as a grain of salt at the bottom of the ocean. That's all I'm going to say about that. Allegedly, it's my opinion. All right, anyway. Something had to have happened that night after he left that bar. Something happened on that road somewhere. Now that I know it's by that Joey's Tacos, it paints a different picture. That is a pretty rough area across from the school. Now where the school is nice. But on that other side, it is a pretty little rough area from what I'm understanding. Like pretty rough. Not somewhere you really want to be that time in the morning, supposedly. So I did want to bring that up a little bit. Because I feel like something bad could have happened in that neighborhood. Somebody could have come outside and thought he was robbing their house. Or you never know what people think, right? Especially when they're paranoid. So something bad could have happened. Or my thought, which I think, what I'm really leaning at on this Harley Morris case is I think a college kid was coming back intoxicated and hit him. That's what I think happened. And they covered it up. And then we'll probably never know. Especially if it was just one person. Because that's the only one that holds the answer. And they could have been smart about it. They could have picked up his shoes. They could have picked up his cap. They could have, all that stuff, right? They could have grabbed everything, put him in the car. He could have been okay at first. They put him in the car to take him to the hospital. He didn't make it. Who knows? But I'm thinking more towards that or those acquaintances. It has to be somebody, one of those groups. Either those people that were in that truck that were talking to him when he left, whoever brought him to that bar and didn't take him home, which I always thought was weird. I don't think the girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, whatever, I don't think she had anything to do with it now. I really don't. Now, it's possible, but I don't see that picture. I think if something was going to happen like that, he's bigger than her, way bigger than her. Unless she would have used her car, but then how would she have got him in there? He's too big. That wouldn't have happened. She'd have had help maybe, but who's going to help her and risk their life? I don't see that. I think it's something that happened in that 50-ground lounge or a college student. It's the only thing I can think of. But something had to happen to poor Harley. Because this is a kid that liked to be at home. Liked to play pool. Liked to go fishing. Liked to hang out with his dad. Liked to be off work. Liked to work. Enjoyed his chef job. Like, it's his things that it was his regular routine. And now that I'm hearing so much about how good a relationship he had with his dad, even his mom clarifies that, I don't think the Pops was involved. I'm sorry, I don't think so. I mean, I'm sorry if I made you feel like I thought so. I'm just trying to go by the case, and the phone thing really rubbed me the wrong way, but now that I learned from his mother that he hated his phone, I get it. I still think he would have taken it, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I feel something happened within that 50-ground lounge. The first time he had ever been to that place, it was different people, a different environment, different crowds. I think something bad happened. Either that or, like I said, somebody from the college. But I just don't see a college kid. I mean, it's possible, but I don't see that. I think it's more or less somebody that was in that club, in that 50-ground lounge. Somebody. I don't know who, but somebody that was in there, to me, is what's going to hold the key, right? That's what I feel. So I technically don't know 100%, of course, but I feel that something bad happened with one of those people. But then again, I don't know. I'm speculating, right? We know that he's never been found. Poor Harley Morris out of Tyler, Texas. 29 years old. He'd be 30 now. He went out to some bars with some friends. For people that are new, he went out to some bar with some friends right after work. He didn't have a car. He didn't have his phone. He left it with his dad because it was dead. Told his dad to take it home and charge it when he dropped him off for work. That always rubbed me wrong, but I don't know. Now that I know he doesn't like his phone, it's probably fine. The only thing that really gets me is that whoever he was with that took him to that 50 Grand Lounge, why did they not take him home? You can't take somebody across town that's never been to this bar before and let them drink all night and then let them stagger out of there and walk home. You don't do that. Something went wrong. Either something went wrong and he had an argument. I've been told through the grapevine, pretty good damn source too, that there was an argument in that bar. I brought it up in one of my first videos. I've been told that. I've been told it more than one time. And I feel that these people had no reason to lie about it. So something did. That's why I showed that one picture where that guy looked like he was kind of bowed up a little bit to his face. And you saw the back of Harley in that one thumbnail. I would like to know who that person is. If anybody knows who that person is, let me know so I can try to figure it out and maybe reach out to this person and see what was going on. Because it clearly looked to me like that person was not happy with Harley. And I don't know if that's the ones that he had went with and that's why he didn't leave with them. Did they wait for him? Did they follow him? Were they the ones that were supposed to play pool all the random sudden and they showed up after something happened to Harley? I don't know. But I would like to know how long from when Harley left did they get there to play pool? That I would like to know. And I don't think it's out there anywhere. They just randomly showed up to play pool later that morning, but he didn't leave till 3:09 from the club that he had never been to before in his life and was walking the total opposite way of home. Because he didn't have a phone, he couldn't pull up Google, but because he was seen asking, somebody did come forward and said he asked for directions. Who the hell's up at 3-something in the morning to ask directions in the neighborhood? That's kind of suspicious. Who was up at 3-something in the morning in that neighborhood that he could ask? I'd like to know that. And I'd like to know that person's background. I mean, if that's the last person that he spoke to, I'd sure like to know. You know what they say about the last one to see some, right? I mean, I'd like to know. And it might be just some perfectly fine person that never did nothing wrong in their life. Could be an elderly person. I don't know. I think it was said that it was an elderly gentleman, but I'm not for sure. But why they be up that early in the morning? That had to be 3:20 probably, 3:25, 3:15, 3:30. I don't know, somewhere around in there. But I know the cops are wanting surveillance footage from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. So I believe they think something happened before 7 a.m. And I'd like to know what they think happened. I'm pretty sure they think it's foul play. But they're not going to come out and say that yet. But how do you not look at it as foul play? He's never been found. Not one article of his clothing, nothing has been found. Nothing. Zero. He fucking, oh my God, excuse my language so bad. He vanished. Completely vanished. Into thin air. Literally vanished. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? This young man vanished off the face of the earth. And that doesn't happen. It's like Sebastian Rogers vanished. That's why I compare them two alike. They both went missing at 3-something in the morning. And they both vanished without a trace. Not one piece of them has ever been found. So that's why I've never thought he fell in the water, because his shoes floated and his hat would have floated. Like, his shoes were those kind of Croc shoes. They would have floated. So I know they're searching waterways, but I'm telling you, those shoes would have floated. They'd be on the edge of the bank somewhere. And that's possible. Maybe they haven't checked a certain area of water, and he did, but I don't think he would have made it that far as intoxicated as he was. I really don't. Sorry, but I don't. But anyway, Harley, we love you. We're going to search for you. We're trying to dig for every which way possible. We have some stuff we're waiting on to come back. We're trying everything we can. You know, I'm reaching out to his mom. We're trying everything we can. I know you're searching waterways. We're going to search those land areas to the right of the waterway and behind the waterway. and then we want to search back up towards 29th and around Joe's Tacos. I want to walk that entire area right there to see myself. If you were walking, he would have ended up at the campus, it looks like. So that's why I'm stating something could have happened there, but I don't know. Like, I want to know, was it a security guard that worked for the college that's riding around at that time in the morning that could have saw him? Anything that anybody can remember. You know, it just makes you wonder. That I always think of security people on campuses, because, you know, there's been some stories about how they've done certain things to people. College kids have gone missing, and sometimes it's security guard. You know, I'm not trying to say that always. I'm just saying it's happened before. I've researched cases before like that. And, you know, sometimes they'll get smart with them, and then, you know, it starts a tussle or whatever, and then bad things happen. But I don't think that it would be that. But I think it's more or less somebody that he was with at that club that knew that he was on foot. They knew he was on foot. So what did they drive over there somewhere where they were out of the way of a camera somehow? Because some of those little roads, you wouldn't have been on camera. Could they have pulled a little ways down the road and somebody got out and said, hey, man, we're sorry, come on, let's go. And then something bad happened, and then they dropped him somewhere and went to his house? I don't know. That's what I'm getting at, but I don't know. I think something bad happened, and it was because of that damn nightclub. Anyway, justice for Harley. It's got to be. We got to keep up the fight for him, just like for everybody else. But I want to touch base on a little bit of Sebastian. Wayne Jake Rogers, little Sebastian, little 15-year-old out of Hendersonville, Tennessee, went missing on February 25th-26th. Last seen by FBI flyer, 26th, early morning, I guess, hours in the Stafford Court area. And I really take that to heart. I'm sorry, but I do. I think y'all know that. I think I'm really taking that to heart even more now that I'm starting to realize. You'll see the video I did today. It'll load. It'll probably load before this one. But if it doesn't, then you'll get it after this one. But I discussed a lot of what I thought about Chris and things like that, and why it's ringing such a bell to me now after going back and reading some more of this old stuff that I read and listened to. I went and listened to the Peter Hyatt one that he did basically on the stepfather. I don't know if y'all watched that one. Peter Hyatt, shout out to you. It made a lot of sense. And I like that because it kind of made me realize what I've always been thinking, what I've been discussing with guys at work and here and there. And I've been trying to get other people involved, and I want to get their opinions because sometimes people see things differently than other people. And we get so one-sided sometimes that we need to hear different opinions out there. And some of the opinions that we've been discussing since Wednesday when I went back, because we do it every 7 days, we talk about Sebastian and some of the other cases, right? Usually 10 or 20 cases in a week we talk about. But we talked a lot about Sebastian the last two hitches. And because they're getting into this thing now feeling, my God, this poor kid. And so they're starting to give me their opinions. And, you know, two of them today were almost spot on the same thing. And they were like, you know, really, if you look at this, it looks one way to me, like it's Chris, right? And, you know, I think we've all felt that he's always had something most likely to do with this, but we always thought Katie was the last one to see him, right? And yeah, Katie is the last one that we know of to see him, right? And so, but who is Katie's side on? She's taking Chris's side. She's been taking Chris's side since since they tried to take Faith from Nina the first time. Filming it, running around like a crazy person with a camera. You know, if they were doing that to you, if Seth was doing that to you, what would you do, right? And they were filming you, you wouldn't have liked it, right? That's how I see it, right? But that's okay. That shows who they are. It shows their true colors. And they're not a chameleon. It shows their colors. It shows that they only care about themselves. They only care about food and what makes them happy, not about anybody else. They have not shown one lick of empathy for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Not one, in my opinion. And remember, these are allegedly my opinions and my free speech, and I can say it if I want to. And I'm at that point now to where I'm starting to see a picture. If you go back and listen to all these little things that came out of his mouth, Step Bear's mouth, from the get-go, he's never shed a tear. He's never begged. He's never done anything besides call Sebastian a liar. Basically, bald-faced liar about CPS when we know that Sebastian wasn't lying. Sebastian's not going to lie about that. He's an autistic child with special needs, but he's smart. He's not dumb. He plays chess. He's smart. And in a way, his smartness is what's making you the way you are. Because Christopher dug his own hole, not just with Sebastian. He didn't just hit on Sebastian. He hit on Nina's kids. There's CPS reports on them too. Parent counseling courses. He lied to a judge in New Mexico. Like, he's been saying he's cleared from day one. Like, he does not want to be. It is eating him up to be a suspect. Eating him up. Because he knows if he's a suspect, there's a possibility that he's caught and he's going to jail. That's why he doesn't like it. That's why he wants to be cleared. I'm the military man, clear me, right? No, it don't work that way. He will never be cleared until he's found. And you might never be cleared because you might be the one in jail. Right alongside your mama and her husband and your wife. And I think all four of them are going to go down when they go. And I understand CPS does a lot of investigations and we don't know about them, right? I feel that they investigated this just like they did Summer Wells. I feel that they did, but we got to remember, there's no other kids for them to take, right? Katie doesn't have any other kids. Chris does, but they're with Nina. And I think if CPS would have known that he was going to get that child for the summer, I think if they would have communicated, I don't think he would have got Faith for the summer. And I think he knows that. I think that's why he went over there and lied so he could get her for the summer. Just to make his mama happy. That's what it was all about, making grandma happy. Stinky Foot happy. And, you know, the thing is true colors have come out. And there's no getting around them anymore. Because now everybody knows, right? And he's never going to be able to mend that because of what he said on national TV. By saying the belt incident over and over again. And then busting himself and saying, well, no, that's a different one. No, okay. You said they came to your house multiple times. Okay, that means that they got your ass on speed dial. So there's probably more than 2, more than 3, more than 4, more than 5. Hell, there's probably more than 10. There's no telling how many. Supposedly 5 in Texas. I mean, I don't know. And then that all could be rumor. I don't know. I'm just saying what I heard through the grapevine. But allegedly, in my opinion, I believe there's way more than 2, at least 2 on Sebastian. I don't know how many on the other side. Enough to get him 24 hours of parent counseling in some other classes. So yeah, it's not pretty. So when is it going to stop? When is somebody going to say enough is enough, you've dug enough hole? When is the judge in New Mexico going to step up and say, hey man, you ain't come to my courtroom and lie to me to take a child when you got another child over here, stepson, missing? Right? And that was the whole thing, just like his boss. Hey, you made it clear this up before. I bet he told his boss 100 times he was clear. I'm sure he probably told his boss from day one he was clear. Hey, I was here, man. I ain't there. And who's to say that you were there? Yeah, you were there that morning, but were you there from midnight to 6 a.m.? I doubt it. There's no proof out there that says you were there. Law enforcement had come out and said, you're verified you were at work. I think if they'd have verified you at work, you wouldn't be a suspect. That's what I think. And I think he wants so bad to not be a suspect that he's trying everything and he's failing every time. He's not winning, he's failing. Everything that he's tried to put out to debunk something has come back and backfired. And that's usually what happens when you're guilty. Things start backfiring on you. Because you can't prove something that doesn't exist, right? We know something happened to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I think everybody on this case knows that. I think we know that most likely it was probably foul play. or some form of foul play, whether it be enough to get him out of the house, to get him somewhere else and house him somewhere, that's still, to me, in a way, kind of like foul play. Because you're beating the system, you're letting all these people search for a child that you know where he is and he's not missing. So that's guilt, right? That'll lock you up. I'd say throw away the key, never let him out. If they did this, throw it. It don't matter if he turns 18 and they think they're gonna, it don't matter. They ain't getting away with it. Millions of dollars spent. And lots of headache days. But I still feel they got something great. And I pray they do. I can't imagine what their videos look like being enhanced by the Secret Service. I'm sure they look really good. And I'm sure they look so good that Chris and Katie are so scared right now. And I think that's their problem. They're probably eating double today. They're probably at, what's it called? Double J's or something like that. They're probably there eating double the steak fingers today. Because they're so nervous. In my opinion, right? My free speech. But I do want to say, I really, really think now, more than ever, I think Chris is the main one. I'm just going to say it. Something flipped in me the last 48 hours. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm tired, I'm delusional. But I'm telling you, I'm not delusional about this. Something has me realizing that from the get-go, this man took control of the whole situation. Why? I think all whatever happened is on his hands, and that's how he wanted it. He wanted her to just put him out, I'll take care of it. Just put him out there, I'm coming right now. That's probably what happened, in my opinion. And then he knew she was so upset at him that he knew, okay, I'll just feed her fire and then I'll get my way, right? All this CPS, all this stuff with face, all going to go away because Sebastian won't be able to testify. And I think as soon as they are having their argument or whatever, which I think now is probably about 10 o'clock, I think it started around 10 o'clock when she said she heard the thud. I think that's whenever Sebastian was either getting upset or angry or not wanting to go to bed, and they were going back and forth. Maybe he was playing his video game, he slammed the controller. I don't know. Maybe he closed his door. Maybe he dropped something on purpose. I don't know. Maybe he slammed something. Maybe he kicked the floor. I don't know. But I'm just saying maybe some kind of noise was made by him because he was upset. Maybe he was having one of them temper tantrums or whatever. I know autism kids can get crazy sometimes and start hitting things. That's what Seth said. Maybe he was hitting the floor. Maybe he was beating on his game. Maybe he was beating on something. I don't know. And maybe she got so frustrated and so mad that right after she got off the phone with Chris said, all right, when you get off with me, you're putting his ass outside and don't send him with no damn shoes on. I paid for them shoes. That's my opinion. And I think she stuck him outside knowing that Chris was hanging up with her right then and there and leaving and that he would be there. And I think what happened was something went wrong and she couldn't find the kid. And then when Chris pulls up, he's still nowhere to be found because he's probably in the backyard somewhere, probably scared to death. And when she went out the back, because she wouldn't be seen in the front, she found him and took him out there to Chris and ran back. That's what I think. Something like that had to have occurred, right? And I think Chris is the mastermind behind it all. And that's why everything is in his court. That's why he doesn't want Katie speaking. He doesn't want Katie speaking because he doesn't want to drag her into it more to where she's going to slip up and say something dumb. Like I think that morning, I think in that Chronicles of Olivia, when she got to that 3-minute mark, I'm going to go back to this every time because I think this is the main answer to this case. When she, out of her mouth, was like, I went over here, I went over there, I went by the school, but it was already she was going to say it was already too late. Because I feel that he was already gone at 3 a.m. with Christopher Proudfoot or Terry or Kathy. One of them three orchestrated this. And they would have done this for Chris. She'd do anything for her son. She would have made Terry do it. And Terry would have been happy to do it because he already tried to get Nina how many times? He'd have been happy to do it. They picked on that kid anyway, which is heartbreaking. But the thing that really boils my blood is that she never defended Sebastian. Why didn't she take, almost every one of y'all women in here right now, and men, if a you remarried, that step, either stepdad or stepmom, would have smacked your kid with autism, what would you do? They'd be out the damn door, and you'd have been calling CPS. Or you'd have been calling 911 to arrest his ass for hitting your child. And I know they can get him on that. That's a felony in Tennessee to hit a child with autism. That's what the law states. That's what's been clarified by a few people. Now, I'm just saying what I've been told, right? As far as I know, it's a law in Tennessee, which it should be a law in Tennessee. Any special needs child that's extra special like Sebastian does not deserve to be hit by a belt. No child deserves to be hit by a belt. No pet, no nothing deserves to be hit by a belt. And you gave this kid Snake away. Really? Like, it shows you right there. He's evil. In my book, he's evil. And I think Seth followed them in the first week. I think Seth listened to everything they said. I think Chris is the one that made up the trash truck shit. I don't think law enforcement told him no damn trash truck because it's not out there anywhere in law enforcement statement that it's a trash truck that I could read and find and actually I could read. Now, people have said they said that, but I don't find where they wrote it down. And Jennifer Coffendocker didn't find where they wrote it down either. So who's to say that they ever said that it was a trash truck? I think Chris made that up. And I think why? As I think maybe they showed him that trash truck clip on purpose. I don't think they wanted them to see that other part. That's why he was so mad when it came out. I think they thought, okay, they brought this kid out of this house and put him in a car. I think they've thought that since day one. Since the first day they got that film. Pretty much, Secret Service hit that film, was like, oh, they got rid of this kid. And that's it. That's why it went bam to an abduction the next day, 3 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. Boom, Amber Alert, somebody abducted his child. Isn't harm. I think that's why they switched it that quick. They got that film, they viewed it. By that day, Secret Service was viewing it. They said, oh my God, this kid is seen over here and then not seen again. And then the car is seen pulling up at 2:58 a.m. Boom, the mom looks like she runs out of the common area around by that little drainage ditch area. In that common area, there's like a little ditch in that common area. You can follow that little ditch line all the way to where that car was parked. And it's trees and all that on this side. So you're not going to see the cameras on the opposite side. You only caught that one camera that I don't think they were prepared to. I don't think they thought that camera was going to get them. I think they thought they had parked far enough away from it. And it's the way she was coming, that camera was not going to pick them up. Thank God it was an older camera, it had a wider pan, and it got them. Because there'd been a newer one with that little bitty lens, that probably wouldn't have picked the light up. So at least we know something happened with that Tinkerbell video to me. I think they known from day one. That's why they put out that new alert, updated that alert in less than what? It was like 30 hours, 20, because he went missing at 6:33 in the morning. They reported him missing. By the next afternoon, by 3:30, they changed it and upgraded the alert. So in that time frame, they watched that video and probably some of the other videos and were able to make out a few things. And that would go along with their plan, right? Put him out the front door so he's seen on camera. It looks like he went off on his own. You sneak around the back, get him, bring him to me. So it's either going to come out to where he was let out of that house a little after midnight, because Chris was on the way. He maybe ran out there by himself for a little while, came back to the door, maybe sat on the back patio crying, maybe sat at the front door crying, but couldn't be seen on camera because the light bulb was missing. And then she went around back, called him. He came running around back. She made him follow him out to the car. Probably said it was somebody else. Said there's somebody, no telling what she said. He went with his mama. She ran back to the house. They drove off. She said, oh my God, I don't know why he walked out that door. He walked out that door because you put him out that door, in my opinion. And you put him out that door with a plan to Chris to get the kid. Because it would make all his problems go away and y'all could live y'all's fairy tale little life without your son. Because you never begged for him. You never showed empathy. You never showed respect. You never showed anything. Nothing. You shed maybe one tear, but with that tear came a laugh. Because you looked over him like that, like, what's so damn funny? Your child is missing and you're laughing. And don't blame it on, oh, I'm nervous. Bullshit. You waited 8 days to talk. You had plenty of time to rehearse. Hell, an actor could have freaking ran his whole script in 8 days and made a damn movie. Don't tell me that. You had 8 damn days to talk, and you should have been begging from day one. If you give a damn about your kid, you'd have begged from day one. Sorry, I'm mad. I get mad when I talk about Sebastian. I do get mad because it's frustrating. Because this poor child with autism and I deserve this crap, and he don't deserve these shitty ass parents. That a mother that allows her husband, the stepfather, to abuse his child with a belt, mentally abuse this child. And then you're fine with it. You know, it reminds me of Jen Soto and Stephen Stearns. That's who these two remind me of. I'm saying it. That's who they remind me of. I hate to be that way. But you know what? It also happened on the same damn day, February 26, 2024. Both of them went missing. Wow. Totally heartbreaking. And I'm going to do another one on Maddie tomorrow. Like, there's some stuff coming out about the court I want to talk about, but I think Stern's going to flip. I know I talked about it a little bit today, but I really think he's going to take a deal and throw Jennifer under the bus. We'll see. But, you know, Sebastian, we have to keep searching. This child has to be found. I'm beginning to think he's nowhere near Hendersonville, that he's somewhere on Mississippi Way. Like I said today on the video, you have probably seen it. Either you've seen it or you haven't seen it, but really that 8 hours that he had at that campground to do anything, we took away a 7 hour drive there and back, you know, by his crystal clearness of his travel time. We gave him that, right? Pulling travel time, we give him that. Okay, so we still have then 2 hours to take it down, which don't take 2 hours. You had 8 hours, buddy, to do anything you wanted. 8 hours. 8 to 9 hours to do whatever you wanted. He could have drove 3 hours the opposite direction, guys. Or possibly 4 hours the opposite direction. This kid could be in Florida. I mean, there's no telling. Not Florida, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he could be across Mississippi. Like, I mean, he could be anywhere. 4 hours one way and 4 hours back. 4 hours is a lot of driving. I mean, this kid could have been anywhere. And I have a feeling he's probably in some kind of body of water, or some kind of sewage or drainage system somewhere, like Caleb Harris was found. That's what I think. I pray to God I'm wrong. I do pray to God I'm wrong. I pray to God a lot of y'all are right, and he's stuck somewhere in a house and somebody's watching him and they're being paid in Alaska or somewhere, and at least he's okay. I just don't feel that anymore. Something would have budged by now. I think it's all comes down to Christopher Proudfoot doing something bad to this child, and Katie allowing it and helping get this child out there. And then either the Bauer side, somebody helped him. I don't know. I still think somehow they're involved. That 17 hours pick up your camper, that was a bad idea by the cops. They should have never allowed him to leave. They should have been like, nope. All these CPS, and no, you're staying your ass here. We'll go get your damn camper. That's what they should have done. They didn't, but they should have. I think they gave them the benefit of the doubt when they should have treated it differently from day one. And I bet if they could backtrack it now, they would. But they didn't know at the time. They just had to go by what she said, because it's pretty much the word of the mother in the beginning. But I think whatever she told them didn't match when she started speaking. And that was another red flag to them, because she changed her story 3 times with us. So did she change her story a 4th time by telling them something totally different? That would be 4 changes in the story. I don't think her statement to them will add up to what she said on camera. I really don't. I would be shocked if it did. I don't think she passed a lie detector test, but they're not going to tell her that. Of course, if I'm the cop and I'm investigating, your child is missing, and you take a lie detector test and you fail it, and I'm still in the investigation, I'm not going to say you failed. I'll be like, oh yeah, you passed, you're good. Going home. We'll let you know if we find him. Right? That's what I would have done. That's what any cop usually would have done in a case like that. They want to find Sebastian. That's what it's about. Just like he said, I hope we get that one piece of the puzzle that breaks the entire thing open and we can get Sebastian home. Eric Craddock even said that. I think they got a lot more, guys, than they're giving us. I really do. And I think y'all feel that way too. I think they've already done some kind of grand jury. I think they secretly have done that, or are doing that now. I think they're getting a lot of this Cellbrite, and a lot of this data has been coming back. And I think they're able to utilize it. And I think the dominoes are going to ding. I hope. I'll mark my word. I want to see something. Christmas break, let's see if he gets faked. I bet he don't. I bet last summer is probably the last time he's going to get that job. I have a feeling now, with everything that's happened and transpired, I've reached out to the The whole court system in New Mexico. I sent emails. I mailed a letter saying, hey, look at this. Is this true? Did this man? If this man did lie to y'all, then y'all need to check it out. And hopefully we'll see what happens. I don't know. I hope other people are doing the same. These are the things anybody could send an email. Anybody can write a letter and mail it. It doesn't hurt to mail something. If it gets in the right person's hand that reads it, then maybe it'll help. Because a lot of that stuff's public records anyway. You can go in and read a lot of it. And I mean, yeah, you're going to pay a couple bucks, whatever, 20, 30 bucks, whatever, but you'll get the stuff and you can read it, right? We know JLR got most of the court records already, so he's got a lot of that stuff. I mean, I know some of it you can't talk about because Sebastian is a minor, but, you know, you can still get it and read it for yourself. And I'm sure a lot of y'all have probably done that. I'm sure there's a lot of people invested in this case, so I'm assuming that a lot of y'all have done this. Ooh, man, guys, look at this fire tonight. It's been awesome, isn't it? The stars, the moon, y'all, my ugly face. I need to shave. When I'm working, man, I don't have time to shave. I need to get a haircut. A lot of things. I need to get some jits in and dye these sides. They're getting a little gray. My whiskers are like Santa Claus. Look at that. Man, I look bad right now. Plus, I worked all day, like 16 hours. I'm beat. But, man, that fire's so pretty. I hate to quit talking. But anyway, I just, you know, I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about this because it's frustrating at times when you're talking about it with your buddies at work and they start saying, well, you know what about this? I think two of them immediately were like, Chris is the mastermind. And I was like, you know, I've kind of thought that. He said, no, he is totally the mastermind. And then you go back and you look at some of these other things these profilers said about just the stepdad, and they're like, they pretty much said the same thing. And it's like, man, am I really seeing that she didn't bring him into it with the phone call. She brought him into the 3-hour phone calls, what tied them together. Because whatever happened to this child, I think it happened that night, of course. I think they think early that morning because FBI clearly says that morning sometime. So it's either going to come down to the Tinkerbell video was it, or were they out there looking for him and couldn't find him? And then Chris found him after riding around or something. I don't know. But I'd like to see all those cameras in all those areas of those towns. Gatlinburg, Hendersonville. See those cameras and see where that car that came in there, where it went. Or truck or whatever. I think it's a truck, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. Could be wrong, guys. But, you know, it just bothers me. I hope y'all feel the same way, right? It bothers me. I think now that so much more that all the motive, all the problems, all the drama, all the trouble, all boiled down to Chris. He had started everything and did everything on his own to create his own problems, and then he figured just getting rid of him will make it go away. But in the long run, all it does is make it worse, right? Because we know eventually the truth is going to come to light. And when it does, wow, it's going to shock the world because what did he say? Well, somebody's going to be having a lot of humble pie or something like that. Remember, it's always about food to them too. But what are you going to do when the truth comes out and it's you? Like, has he ever thought of that? But I think he's so conceited in himself that he thinks he'll never get caught. And that's the way he's looking at this. He's able to taunt and throw all this shit out there and be hateful and be mean and be disrespectful and tell him that he beats his kid. And all this CPS shit. And I'm invincible. Nobody touches me. But then when it comes down to it, when he falls, oh my God, the world's going to crash, ain't it? It's going to be, oh, you're just picking on me because of this and that and CPS because I said this and I was sling blade on here. And then it's all going to come out. Just wait. I cannot wait for it to all come out. But I have to wait. But it's coming. And I hope it's coming really soon. They might even wait till February 26th. And if they do, I'll pat them all on the back. Because that's her favorite date. Might as well make it February 26th. Make it 1 year exactly. And go ahead and throw the cuffs out. And get her some pink fuzzy ones or something. I don't know. Y'all do whatever they want to do. But, you know, the one's face that I really want to see in all this, if it does go down the way a lot of us are thinking, and these 4 are involved, can you imagine when they put cuffs on Terry Bowersox? That's going to be hell, ain't it? It's going to be hell. Can you imagine that dude in jail? Woo, boy, oh boy. Get that cornbread, boy. They ain't going to ask him. They're going to tell him, give me that cornbread. Give me that bag of chips. Oh, Lord, I can't wait. And her, can you imagine Kathy? Oh, she's going to be asking for a mirror and lipstick. Or some jewelry or something. They're going to be, just take your toothbrush and make you some jewelry. Oh, my God, it's going to be crazy. Can you see them eating prison food? Oh, Lord. Slop on a plate. That's what they say. I don't know, but it's slop on a plate, supposedly. But yeah, I don't know. I'm ready for justice. I know that. I know all of y'all are. Poor Sebastian Rogers deserves justice. All these cases deserve justice. Summer Wells, and I hope we get some answers this summer for summer. God, what a perfect time to go in the summer and do it for summer, right? Like, let's go search for summer in the summer and see if we can get lucky. If God's going to help us, lead us somewhere good. I mean, if, as many people as we're going to have, all it's going to take is one of us to find a piece of the puzzle. Right? Teamwork wins. And same for Sebastian, right? I'm planning a search, but I'm kind of planning it with people by email, and it's people that, I know are going to search and they know what they're doing, right? And nobody's going to get, wander off. We're all going to stay together as a group, and I think it'll be good. It wouldn't hurt to have 10 searching for Sebastian at one time, because that way somebody's always there around you, and we can cover a bigger area. And I think it'll be great. I think it'll be good. And, I go off Wednesday, so probably be there by Thursday, Friday, Saturday, come back Sunday. And, give it a good 3 days down there. I think we can cover a lot of these places by the Mississippi River. There's some other targets that I want to cover on the other side of Yogi Bear, further that way. There's some areas by the river and bodies of water. Then there's a body of water by Hendersonville, in between Hendersonville and Gatlinburg, off of 370 at 386, I think. There's a little area, not Horn Lake and all that. It's the piece that runs into the Cumberland River, which is, we've kind of searched the back side of that before, but I want to search that other side now. That's basically, if you were to go down Long Hollow Pike, you can run Long Hollow Pike all the way to Gatlinburg, right? Okay, right before you get to Gatlinburg, you can take a right and run it straight down to that, I think it's 386, and it comes back to a spillway and a dam that runs a little bit into the Cumberland River that way. I want to check that area, because from her house, she could get, there's a straight shot once you get into town to that little water slough. And it says the water there is 190 foot deep. So that's also an area that I want to check. Some other areas like that. And we'll just have to see what happens, guys. I hope for the best. I hope this young man is still alive, put up somewhere. I pray that. I don't feel that way, but I pray that. And I mean, I know Chris and Katie hold the answers. Most likely they have the answers, in my opinion, allegedly. They have the answers, right? I mean, it is me saying it allegedly, but I feel, just like a lot of y'all feel, that they hold the answers in this case. So justice for Sebastian Rogers always. Justice for Harley Morris. Justice for all of them. Like, look at Brian Schaefer we covered tonight on the 3. That poor kid, a med student, missing since 2006, almost 20 years. It's crazy. And nothing. Vanished without a trace. I mean, we always say vanished without a trace, but the cops always have something. So there's always some little trace, just what is it? And I feel in Sebastian they got more than a little, because they flipped it too fast. They searched the landfill. They did all these things that prove foul play right up front. They always said there's possibility of foul play. They're not ruling it out, which means to me that they think it's foul play. It's just their way of kind of keeping it low so the parents don't freak out and run. Nobody takes off and runs, or nobody harms this kid if they do have him put up. Like, that's what you got to worry about too. They're looking at that. Okay, do they have this kid put up somewhere? We can't put too much heat, because if they do, then they're liable to move him, or something bad might happen to him. So I understand they're trying to keep it on the low. I get it. Hopefully they've located what they need to locate. Hopefully they got a little bit out of the landfill that helped. Hopefully they've got a little bit out of everything that helped. And I feel they got enough for something to come. I think the charges are coming. I do. I think a lot of y'all feel that way. So let's keep praying for it. We love y'all, guys. We appreciate y'all, guys. Peace out. We love y'all. And trigger warning times 100 million. Justice for all the voiceless, guys. Let's keep them in our prayers always. We need to really think about that. Every night, just say a 30-second prayer just for the voiceless and the missing and the runaways. They run away for a reason. Like, we wish Maddie would have ran now, right? We can all wish that Maddie would have ran away. We would have found her, but at least she'd be alive. Like, I still think Jen had something to do with that. I really do. I think whatever happened, I think she slept in that bed with Jen. Her little baby pillow, that little thing was down there. There was only one pillow in Stern's bed. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. But there was only one pillow in that room upstairs, which tells me two people didn't sleep in there. Okay? Only one pillow. Remember that. Nobody. I don't know if anybody said that. There's only one pillow on that bed upstairs. All the other pillows, and then you could see where Jen looked like she slept with one blanket, but then it looked like somebody slept in the corner, like Maddie slept on the far side of the bed where that little blue, like, puffy pillow thing is, the character, and then her little blankets. It looks like actually Maddie slept in that bed with Jen, it looks like to me. I'm starting to feel that way. And remember, he said, I didn't start this, and then he also said he didn't do it. So, wonder if he's going to throw the finger at her. I think he is. I think Brian's going to plead out. I think Stearns is going to take a deal, and he's going to rat on Jen. I think it's all going to go through the grapevine that way. And I think Sebastian Rogers, I think big's going to break. I think if he is alive, hopefully they know where he is and they can get him, bring him home. I don't know what they'll do with him. CPS is going to have to be involved, which I'm sure CPS has investigated everybody behind closed doors. Teachers, doctors, pediatricians. I'm sure CPS talked to everyone, and I'm sure now Hendersonville CPS talking to New Mexico by now with all this stuff coming out. I'm sure they're all tied together now, and they're trying to work it out. Who's going to get him? Because he can get arrested over there for lying to the judge, right? They can get him for that first and then bring him back. There's all kinds of ways they can charge him. And they can get her for neglect, clearly neglect. I don't know why he walked out that door, because you put him out the door. And you told him he couldn't take his shoes. That's mean. Anyway, if that boy would have left on his own, he'd have had shoes on. We know that. Right? Y'all with me on that, right? If Sebastian would have walked out that door on his own, he would have taken his backpack, his phone, and his shoes. Sorry. He's 15 years old. He would have put his shoes on to leave that house in the middle of the night. He wouldn't, unless he ran out of there barefooted running from Chris, and Chris had snuck up in there. And the flashlight video was maybe them chasing him. I don't know. But if he would have ran out of that house, it would have been for a heck of a reason to run out of there barefooted. So I don't think he ran. I think he'd have taken his backpack. I think he'd have taken other stuff with him. I don't see a kid running away at 15 and not taking nothing. I don't believe that. So I believe in my book they're flat out lying. All they want to do is eat barbecue wings and damn ribs and live their own little la-la land life. Go for it. But I'll be the first one to mail you a letter when you get locked up. Put it that way. I'll probably be the only one to mail you a letter. Anyway, and I'm saying it's going to be a nice letter. I'm just saying I'll be one to mail you a letter. Don't worry. I might even put $1 on your card so you can get you a bag of Doritos maybe. Anyway, you guys be good, be safe. We love y'all guys. Remember, allegedly, in my opinions, take it as a grain of salt. Don't take it as fact. Do your own research, guys. I do mine. We'll do our research together, too. Y'all better put y'all scores on that Super Bowl. Somebody wants to win some good stuff. You see the new hats up there? The beanies on that cone? You see the dog head? Those are beanies. I have pink ones, gray ones, sunglasses ones, unsunglasses ones. They're little ruby little hoodies. That's one of the things that I come in. It's rich and ruby little hoodies, but they're handmade. It's so cool. That one's just a puppy. Y'all see it? Here, let me take my earpieces out. Hold on. I'll get it for y'all. I'll show you. Hold on. I was going to show y'all. Look. Can you see it? Oh, you might not can see it because it's dark. It's so damn dark. But it's like it's got little things that go over your ears. It's got little earpieces on this side, and it's just a puppy's face. Sorry, you can't see it here. You can't see it though, but yeah, it's just a little puppy face. You can see it under the light back here, but it's a little hoodie. See it? I'll put it right there. It's just like a little beanie. It's a little beanie. They're just little beanies. And y'all can wear them You can wear them in the cold or whatever. We got a couple of the prototypes in for that. I got one of the backpacks in, which I can't show yet because I don't know what colors I'm gonna get. But I'm gonna get some two-tone colors and some other ones. But those hats, we did get a box of those in. So however many went on the score, I can send that. Some T-shirts. We got some other stuff I'm thinking about doing too. And if y'all notice, I put the number 3 shirt on the bunny tonight because number 3 is Katie's favorite number. So I did put the 3 jersey on the bunny. Anyway, guys, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. We love y'all. And we'll talk to y'all on the next one. Hope y'all have a good night. Y'all burned all the fire all the way down tonight. So almost an hour, guys. So plus the other one, 30 minutes plus. Holy moly, y'all got over 2 hours of videos tonight. I hope y'all can look at my ugly face that long. Anyway, I'm going to cut my hair off. I'm so tired of my hair being longer. I know I don't really show my hair, but it is. It's not long, but it's past my ears almost now. And it just flies up because of work. I'm up on that rig and it's that wind's blowing all day. And so it does kind of fly out. But I'm going to cut it, I think. And give me some gist for men, maybe. Anyway, guys, I'm only 48, but I'm getting old. Y'all have a good night. We love y'all, guys. We appreciate y'all so much. Y'all don't really know how much we appreciate all y'all. And get ready for Super Bowl weekend, and then get ready for Zodiac tomorrow. I'm going to do 30 minutes on the Zodiac. I hope y'all like that. Let me know in these comments if y'all like the Zodiac, if after y'all watch this. And I plan on doing it, but if y'all don't want it, I won't do it. Just let me know. If y'all say, no, I won't cover the Zodiac. But I think it's a pretty cool one to cover. There's never really been any answers. And the one they think did it passed away in 1992. The other one in 2018, I think. 2019. So the hope of probably finding him is never. But be a mystery forever, I guess. Anyway, guys. We'll talk soon. Y'all be good. Say your prayers for Sebastian. Say your prayers for all the missing, all the voices, all the runaways. They all need us. They need our help. They need us to search for them, guys. We can't give up. Just like finding the kitty today, right? Ruby found the cat today. Ruby would not leave that cat. And it was so weird because usually when I take her off that leash, she gets in that mode when that collar starts buzzing and she just goes. And she literally, I don't think it was 3 minutes at first. She went straight over to that and she wouldn't leave. And y'all saw me go way down. She came running to me once and then ran back. And I was like, what in the world? And then she started whining. And I was like, something's wrong with her. When I stuck my head in there, I could see like the little fuzzy head of that cat. I was like, oh no. But it wasn't bad. When we took it out, it had a little wet on the feet and stuff, but her back and stuff was dry. And so I dried her off and sat her back down to see if she would run. And she just curled up right there and lay down. So I took a picture of her laying there, and that's what I posted on the thumbnail. But she's a good cat. Vet said she's in good, okay shape. She's just a little skinny, but we got her some food. He recommended some Iams or some stuff at the vet, so I got a bag of that. Got her some little treat things, little whisker things, whatever, and I got a little bitty old-timey like dog house that's Ruby's that's in the barn. It's all full of hay, fresh hay and stuff I put in there. So she's going to have her own little barn. It'll be all hers. And then she'll have the door that goes out. There's a hole probably about 2 foot at the bottom. And where I usually sweep all the dust stuff out of the barn, when I'll sweep out that little hole. Well, she'll have a way in and a way out, not having to worry about big animals. And so she can live in the big barn, right? It's full of hay. It's full of stuff. And she can play during the day outside with Ruby, I hope. I don't know. I've never had a cat, so it's going to be new, but I couldn't leave her there. And I was hoping she'd have had a chip and been somebody's, but there was no chip and no collar. So if I see an ad or something, of course, I'll take a look. But why would she be way over there in the middle of nowhere in a culvert like that? It just didn't make sense when you're only about 500-600 feet from the main road. Like, somebody probably just put her there, but which is sad if they did. But anyway, she's safe now. She's healthy. The vet said she's healthy. She's good. He went ahead and gave her a rabies shot and something else just in case. So that way at least she has that. And then she does a follow-up in 3 months or something. So I'll let y'all know how that goes too. But we love y'all, guys. Y'all be good. Be safe. Fire's gone. I'm going in, shower. I got to go back to work at like 5 in the morning. So y'all have a good one. It's almost midnight probably. Y'all have a good one. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. All right, guys. Good night. Bye.